Welcome back. We are starting with some big breaking news coming in. This is related to the power politics, literally, which is taking place in the state of Karnataka.
So here is a Congress MLA, Tanveer Sait, who has now written to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, and he's now urging him to roll back the hike in electricity prices, saying that even though the decision to hike was taken up by the earlier BJP government, however, people are thinking it is being done by the current dispensation, which is the Congress government.
And that's what this MLA has to say. In fact, the MLA says that this move by the Sidda government is affecting the image of the party. To give our viewers a little background really into what this Congress MLA is saying, remember, the Congress government had promised free power in their manifesto, something which they later claimed they had implemented. But days after that, Siddaramaiah said that anyone consuming over 200 units of power will have to give or pay an extra amount. Over 2 rupees was the price with which the electricity rates in the state had been hiked. And now Congress MLA Tanveer Sait has written to his Chief Minister urging him to roll back the hike in electricity prices.
All right, so does it mean that when it comes to the party and their own MLAs seems to be raising questions on the decisions that have been taken by Siddaramaiah, because the newly elected Congress party had been explaining the reason behind the move, and especially when it comes to the previous Karnataka Sarkar, which was the BJP Sarkar, hiked the electricity prices by around 2.89 per unit for those above free 200 unit slab. So Imran, good morning. How do we understand as far as the question that is now being raised by Congress party's own MLA against their own Sarkar?
Well, a day after their own MLA questioned about the women's free bus pass scheme, and other MLAs asked the Congress government to roll back the hike. In fact, Tanveer Sait, I beg your pardon, the MLA from Chamarajnagar of Mysuru district of Karnataka, has written to the Chief Minister saying that even though the prices were hiked by the earlier BJP government, but the increase in prices is hurting the common man, and it is also getting a bad image for the Congress government. People are thinking that this hike has been done by the current Congress government. It will impact the upcoming elections, especially the local municipal body elections. Hence, he has returned to the Chief Minister asking to roll back the hike, saying that it is affecting common man, and importantly, it is affecting the image of the Congress party, even though the Congress is going on an ambitious scheme from July 1st to roll back, to give a rebate of 200 units of electricity. But the hike in prices, which was done by the earlier BJP government, but people are considering that it is done by the Congress, and it is hurting the party's image. Hence, is asked returned to the Chief Minister to roll back the hike in the electricity prices, and is especially because this is a 3 months of arrears is being collected by the department, and hence many of the people are complaining that hefty bill, electricity bill has come this month, and they are ascribing it to the Congress, and that could impact Congress's. It is denting the Congress party's image. We have to wait and see what decision the Chief Minister says, but their own MLA has now written and asked the government.
Absolutely, the fact that their own MLA has written to the Chief Minister is likely to leave the Congress red-faced. In fact, Imran, stay with us. We've also accessed that letter which has been written by Congress MLA Tanveer Sait to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. Deepak, our colleague, is also joining us live on the broadcast. Deepak, over to you. Take us through the contents of that letter.
Right, Meenakshi, here is the letter penned by Tanveer Sait, but this is an elaborate letter. In the first paragraph, he has said that the people of Karnataka voted Congress to power because of the 5 guarantees. And in the second paragraph is where he highlights the main issue. He said, guaranteeಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದಾದ ಪ್ರತಿ ಮನೆಗೆ 200 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ ಉಚಿತವಾಗಿ ನೀಡುವುದು. That means one of the promises happens to be the 200 units of free electricity to each and every household. And here he says that ಇದು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದ್ದ ಅಗತ್ಯ ವಸ್ತುಗಳ ಬೆಲೆ ಏರಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಚೇತರಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲಾದ ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರ ಗಾಯದ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೆ ಎಳೆದಂತಾಗಿದೆ. That means he says that the increase in tariff or hike in tariff is like rubbing salt on the people's already existing wounds. So he says in the next page he goes on to say that ಆದರೆ ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರು ಬೆಲೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸಿರುವುದಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತಾರೆ. That means he says that although this hike in tariffs was probably brought in by the BJP, but since it was brought into motion by the Congress government, he says that the people feel that it is the Congress government that hiked the electricity tariff.
Why wasn't it taken into consideration, Imran, when the manifesto was actually being prepared? Because the Congress party coming out to say today that all of those changes as far as the electricity and what the discoms have been charging were being made by the central government, and the state governments have to follow the rule.
Well, the Congress's defense is that this is a hike done earlier by the BJP government, but this came out on March 13, where the previous government hiked the prices of the electricity. And then they're saying that they're just implementing, and the department is collecting arrears of 3 months into this month, and that's the reason why many of the Bangaloreans complaining their electricity bill per month has shot up significantly, and it is impacting their lives. Now the MLA says that even though it was brought in by the earlier government, the government can give a relief and look at it, because it's not just increase of prices, hurting the party's image.
Absolutely, and Imran, as you rightly said, as far as this MLA is concerned, he says this is going to dent the image of the party. We also have Mr. S. Prakash of the BJP who's joined us. Morning, sir. Thank you for joining us on Times Now. What do you have to say, sir, about this letter which has been written by Congress MLA Tanveer Sait? He's written a letter to the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and has said that the hike in electricity prices could dent the image of the Congress party. Your reaction first.
A steep increase in power tariff in Karnataka was made soon after Siddaramaiah took the office, and they put the blame on the earlier BJP government. The prices of the milk procurement was also reduced by the KMF. However, Siddaramaiah reversed it. Similar action the Chief Minister could have taken even with regards to the power tariff, but they choose to ignore it and put the blame on the BJP government. They want to mop up the resources only to fund the free electricity scheme they have announced. Now, when yesterday Shamnur Sivasankarappa raised the voice, today Tanveer Sait is speaking about it, and I am sure more and more Congress MLAs itself will raise their voice against this anti-people hike in the power tariffs.
Right. But even when it comes to this Grey Jyoti scheme that is also concerned Mr. S. Prakash, it is not just one scheme, but there are other schemes as well when it comes to providing free passes, especially when it comes to transportation and buses. That is also being questioned by the Congress leaders against their own government. So while the manifesto was being prepared, weren't the opinion of their own party leaders even considered by the top brass?
No, they are in a hurry to implement the freebie schemes only with the view to Lok Sabha election in 2024 and the other elections in the other states. So in a haste they have implemented. We are not against implementation of any of these freebie schemes, but they should implement it as they had promised while campaigning for the assembly post. But several conditions have come into force. I hope the government will make a blanket scheme so that everyone who are assured of these schemes will be benefited.
All right, Mr. S. Prakash, thank you for joining us. Imran, our colleague, is also live with us. Imran, as we can see, the BJP is already up the ante. They are attacking the Congress government, saying that the free power promise was nothing but just a jumla. But as far as the Congress is concerned, have they reacted at all to not just Congress MLA Tanveer Sait's letter, but also how their own MLAs, be it, of course, the scheme related to free bus rides for women, or now, as far as the power price hike is concerned, it's their own MLAs who are now questioning the sitting Chief Minister of the state?
Well, absolutely. Some of in the party circle says is that it's a grouse of Tanveer Ahmed that he was not inducted into the cabinet, and that's the reason why he's hitting back at the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. They feel that Tanveer Sait was not included in the cabinet, and that's the reason why he's using this issue as a conduit to attack on the Chief Minister. But keeping the personal issues aside, what is important is the people of Karnataka is asking is even if it was earlier BJP government which had hiked the tariff in the electricity, why isn't the Congress government strike it down and give a relief to the common man? And even though they are talking about 200 units of free electricity, but the hike in prices will naturally add up to earlier whatever they were paying, even if it's 200, because after 200 units of electricity, the balance is what they'll have to pay. The government is defending itself, is saying that earlier they had to pay what they were consuming.
So we are awaiting reactions, and especially when it comes to the Congress Sarkar there in the state of Karnataka, Imran, as far as what they have to say on the Congress MLA himself writing to the Chief Minister and questioning their own schemes and policies. Thanks very much for the moment, Imran. Let's quickly move on.